I've been in dark places in my life when I was a teenager. I got bullied and picked on, which might have a lot to do with why I got to drinking in the first place. And then I kind of decided cold turkey, July 1st, I'm going to quit. It's been 60 days since I had a sip of alcohol. I didn't even think I was going to document anything about this. Since I was 16 years old, I haven't gone 30 days without having a drink, and I don't have a problem. And this video isn't to shame anybody that does or who enjoys drinking and doesn't plan on quitting. It's just me sharing a little piece of my journey, how I came to decide that I was going to go dry for the rest of the year. Now, I started on July 1st. My birthday is on June 27th, so I'm probably going to have a celebratory drink on my birthday. Probably going to be a glass of Pappy. Never had it, so I think that occasion is a fair moment to have my first taste. And I don't know what year, but maybe you can do a recommendation in the video if you are familiar with Pappy Van Winkle. It's supposed to be among the best. I personally enjoy a glass of blue. The thing about drinking and going dry or doing the sober month here or there got popularized by Joe Rogan. Not only from him and his group, where they would do a sober October and then they would also do some sort of fitness wager, which I'm not sure if they still do the fitness wager part, but I'm pretty sure sober October is something that they still do. I am more of a casual listener, so I'm not sure where they're at with that. But he also brought Dr. Andrew Huberman to his podcast. And once I started following him, I started to learn about the effects of even drinking once a week would do. I personally was like a twice, sometimes 3 times a week drinker. Not ashamed to admit that I would have more than 2 drinks in a setting. I've had probably 2 to 3, sometimes 4 if I'm really feeling it, or if I'm still vibing and it's a long, hangout. And of course, if I'm having a cigar, I tend to actually drink less. I'm more so enjoying the cigar and I'm not so focused on my drink, but that's just something that I would just do. It's become the norm for me. If I flash back to how I got introduced to drinking till today and how it led into my decision of going dry, I have to start from how I was introduced. And it's when I was in high school, freshman year, we became friends with the guy who was old enough to get alcohol. He was an adult, of course. We weren't quite sure how old he was. We never got his true age, but he was silly, he was goofy, he was fun. He was also an immigrant, so we bonded over that. And he had a car and he got us drinks. So we started drinking on the weekends. Yeah, there was the pressure of finishing your drink, pressure of having more, all that stuff was there, and I fell for it. I mean, I was a young, impressionable teenager who wanted to fit in and be cool. I was always small, so I got picked on and I got bullied, and when I found commonality with some people, when they brought me into their circle and drinking was that activity, I took part and I never looked back. Of course, when you fast forward, I was still, over those years, just drinking on the weekends. It was a weekend thing occasionally. And then when you fast forward into college, freshman year, sophomore year, casual, there were a couple of times where I would drink on a weekday, and it mostly had to do with hanging out with cute girls and just having a good time and experiencing that freedom we had from leaving our parents. And then junior year came around, and my new roommate / junior brother, Alex, introduced me to the idea of having steak and wine on a Wednesday. And I was like, oh, like the French kids do, have a little red wine, but steaks I'm not that big a fan of at the time, and it's because my mom never made good steaks. She would bake them. They were chewy. You needed A1 to take it down. Sorry, Mom, but this is my chance to vent about it. It was not a good experience. And then my roommate introduced me to a quality medium rare steak paired with a very nice glass of red Cabernet. It was fantastic. And then I was like, well, we should do this more often. He goes, how about next Thursday we do some scotch and cigar? And I was like, on a weekday? And he laughed at me. And I was like, well, there's no party, there's this and that. He goes, you don't need a party to enjoy a nice glass of scotch. In fact, I can introduce you to some of the good ones and could tell you all about it. Thus began my appreciation for some of the nicer things. Scotch, cigar, and the gentlemanly experience of bonding and having good conversation. That was cool. I started to feel more like a man. Fast forward some more years, I moved into an apartment with my brother, Dallas, and it was casual, but then the introduction of marijuana came into my life, and I was always a casual smoker here and there. It was very passive, nothing crazy. But then moving in with my brother, he was a very social smoker. With smoking weed, actually, I found myself drinking less alcohol. It, I guess, helped take the edge off. Then I moved to LA, the drinking came back to more circumstantial. Is drinking happening? Is that the activity? If it's the people we're hanging out with, drinking was on the table, I would partake. And very rarely would I say no. It's usually when I was just sick. And it was never a problem. It was mostly just a social thing. It helped me, like it did for many people. Social lubricant helps take the edge off, helps you not be in your own head about it. The problem with that is the side effects. For me, this is the catalyst. When I look back on my life, getting to like 32 days dry, I felt great. My mornings were great. My workouts were fantastic. And my mental clarity was on point. And of course, trying to lose body fat. When you drink too much, your body stops burning that body fat. Works on getting rid of the toxins in your body. So, I'm listening to more podcasts. I hear Mark Manson from The Subtle Art Not Giving a Fuck talk about giving up drinking. I listened to actually Scott Adams' book, Reframing Your Brain, which is pretty fantastic. Highly recommend that book. And I was like, maybe it's something I can do. Maybe it's something I should try. And then I kind of decided cold turkey, July 1st, I'm going to quit. I originally wanted to do it on like the day after my birthday, but I'm like, it's my birthday, then it's my birthday weekend. And I caught myself. I said, okay, is this going to keep being a thing? You push it back, you push it back, you push it back. And then finally I go, let's see what life would be like. Dry. 1 year or close to 1 year, dry. No more hangovers, no more lackluster workouts, more productivity. But most importantly, just becoming comfortable with just being. I would always avoid that part. I drink because when the weekdays are over and I put in my work, I clocked in, clocked out of life, I got to just not have to think about those problems. And I also had quit smoking weed. It's been 2 years, going on 3. I'll still occasionally smoke a joint if it's there, but I don't buy it. I don't pursue it. If it's there, it's there. So now I'm faced and confronting my thoughts more and more, and I'm learning to see what makes me tick. I'm learning to see what habits I can improve on, feel like I have more control of my life. So this is going to be an interesting journey because one of the routines was a guys' night I'd go to on Thursdays at a cigar lounge where we would smoke cigars, drink some whiskey, and tell good stories and bond. I also had that experience while I was shooting the show in Baltimore. That was fun. I really did enjoy this aspect, this social aspect in my life, and I'm going to still try to enjoy it, just minus the drinking part. It'll be a challenge, but I'm ready. I've got 60 days under my belt, and then I'm also looking forward to celebrating when I do reach my birthday. It's going to be fun to share the recap. I might do a recap video when I hit the 6-month mark. Really what I made this channel for was to inspire my younger self, inspire people who are pursuing a life where they're trying to get something, some results. I'm doing this experiment in hopes that maybe you'll open your mind to doing something. It doesn't have to be quit drinking. It could be quit sugar or try to do more of something. Maybe you're not eliminating something, but you're adding something like reading. I've been in dark places in my life when I was a teenager. I got bullied and picked on, which might have a lot to do with why I got to drinking in the first place. I did some of the bullying too, so don't feel bad for me. I was in that weird middle ground. I'm now finding some habits and things that I've done in life that have led me to success, and I'm pursuing that even more. I'm going to be doing deeper dives into what makes us humans tick and how we can live a more fulfilled life, what we can consume, what we can eliminate, and just overall experience life and try to get joy out of it. Right now, I'm on this journey, and I might stack some other challenges and experiences along the way, experiments. The ultimate question will be when I get to my birthday, I've come this far. Will I have that dream? Stay tuned to find out. Till next time. Peace.